Hey there, welcome back. Today we have another Iron Man themed video. Now this is maybe, I guess if you're not a big Lego enthusiast like me, you may not know that Lego Marvel first came out in 2012. And well, the main reason I guess for it being made, the theme, is because the Avengers came out that year. That movie is fantastic, and it pretty much told everyone that Marvel movies could be taken seriously, but you could still have a good time. And so Lego thought that as well, and they created the Marvel superheroes theme. First branded under the Avengers movie brand, and then they've obviously made other sets like the Deadpool Wolverine set and some other X-Men stuff, and the Ultimate Spider-Man came out that year as well. And they kind of made this kind of theme. Obviously, the Marvel theme is like it consists of comic book sets and movie sets, and so yeah, this figure comes from the Avengers film, and it is the Mark 6, and it specifically was in Iron Man 2 and also in the first half of the Avengers. So there's some history for you. Here's a 360 of the Armored Avenger. This is actually the very first Lego minifig ever of Iron Man, the first official version that was ever made, which is really cool because it's really, you could say it's classic Lego at this point, because it's been like over a decade since that first film, and 2012 has passed us. But what I really like about this minifig is the design of it. It's extremely faithful to the film design of the Mark 6. Obviously, it probably has a little bit more screen time, and, well, it's kind of funny, because Iron Man 2, we don't see this suit until the last half, and then the Avengers, we see it for the first half, until it gets damaged, and so he gets the Mark 7, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this minifig's awesome. He doesn't have any accessories in the traditional sense. Like most of these minifigs, we've seen stuff in their hands. Technically here, he's holding pieces. It's meant to be his repulsor blast, the energy from the arc reactor, right? It's just blue studs. And forgive me, I don't have my regular pointer. I can't find it at the moment, so I'm just using this stick. So yeah, he's meant to look like he's flying, of course, with the cylinders, the trans blue color. Obviously, it matches really well with Iron Man's aesthetic, and it looks really nice. You can see he's holding two studs, and he's got the cylinders on his feet, making him look like he's flying. If you're wondering what set this figure comes from, it's actually a small set. It's the what's the name of it? Loki Cosmic Cube Escape. Yeah, I had that set, unfortunately, or I had. It was one of the first Lego sets that I got that was not Star Wars. One of my best friends got it for me. I still remember that day. It was awesome. I went to go see the Avengers film. It was fantastic. One of my favorite movie experiences ever. In fact, it might be my favorite, because it was just so awesome. You had to have been there to understand. But anyway, I got that set, opened it up, got this figure. He had tons of playtime. This is not that figure. This is not that figure. Not the original I had. I had to buy it again, which I don't mind, because whoever had this figure before me, this copy, treated it like ridiculously well. Like, there is no cracks, no scratches, there's no damage, which is insane because this figure is like 13 years old. It might be more than that. It's an old figure, especially for Marvel. It's the first Iron Man minifig, so it's really iconic, and the design is really amazing. Like the design, like the graphic work is really nice. Like, you can see all this armor plating. It looks simple now, but when you go back to 2012, the detail is just incredible. Like, especially for the very first Iron Man figure that they ever made, it's really good looking. It's got the triangle shape arc reactor in white instead of the circle, which obviously that point from Iron Man 2, kind of a whole story point. But anyway, the detail on the legs is great. The dark red color is gorgeous. That's one of my favorite Lego colors, just in general. Here's the back printing. It's just as awesome. You can see some more metallic gold. If you shine it in the light, you can see that detail. Looks really nice. The helmet was brand new at the time. It still looks amazing. In fact, I think this is still the best Iron Man Lego helmet that they've done. They've done quite a few. They've done one that doesn't flip up. It's just static. And they've done one that does flip up and it's newer. And they've done another one as well. They've just done like standard minifig heads. They've done so many Iron Man. Like, Iron Man is probably one of the most overproduced minifig. Like, there's just so many suits. Like, it's kind of insane. But this is one of the best ones. And I love the Mark 6. In fact, I prefer the early movie suits to anything that's new. I just feel like the more they get away from the practicalness of it, the less good it looks. I like the nanotech from Endgame and Infinity War and, you know, a lot of these other films, Homecoming and such. I just feel like the more early suits are the coolest. I don't know. They just feel real. I think that's the best part about them. And this is one of those suits. The Avengers suit are the Mark 6 and 7 are pretty practical. I mean, there's very few CGI upgrades or enhancements, I guess. Obviously there is, but anyway, I'm getting too nerdy about this. Let's just talk about the minifig. He looks great. The helmet is amazing. It's very film accurate to the first 2 Iron Man films. It's pretty accurate up until Avengers Age of Ultron. I think that's the point where the suits start getting more computer heavy, which is fine. I just prefer the early stuff, but it's one of the best looking minifigs, I think, because it has a simple aesthetic, but it looks really good. Like, it's very accurate to the film, you know? And technically, this is our first Iron Man 2 figure, because, you know, if you think about it, this suit was in that movie first, and then the Avengers. So it carried over. But yeah, the detail is great. I love the design of the armor. I do want to briefly compare this suit to the Mark 7, which is... Now, here, keep in mind, this Mark 7 is newer. So this is a 2023 minifig. So the detail is insane. There is so much detail. It's almost too much, but it's great. This is obviously the same, it's kind of the same suit, but it's hard to explain. The Mark 6 and 7 are very similar. They're just slightly different. It's really hard to explain if you don't know. But new helmet piece for this figure. We already took a look at this one. More detail. More outrageous pieces used for his effects. And different face, too. Different headpiece. This is from the Avengers Quinjet, by the way. Great, amazing set, too. But, yeah, I just wanted to give a brief comparison. The helmets are different aesthetics. So, different time, 2023, 2012. So, obviously a big jump up in detail. But, yeah. The thing I like most about this minifig, actually, is the head underneath, which I'll get to that in a minute. Here's the Iron Man helmet. It's amazing. You can open it up, and it's got the white eyes. There's so much work that went into this. It's honestly kind of unbelievable just how real this looks to the films. Because look how realistic. It's got the shiny gold and just the different rivets and the detail on the side of the helmet. Got the ridges on the back. I mean, this is insanely awesome, especially for the very first Iron Man helmet piece that they ever made. This is phenomenal. Like, it's really good, especially for the first one. And they've used it quite a lot. And yeah, this helmet is amazing. But the head underneath, I actually think matches Robert Downey Jr. more than this head does. I don't know. I feel like this other head for the new figures is more like a comic book design, whereas this head matches Downey's look pretty perfectly. I mean, he's got his smile, he's got his goatee, got some cheekbones and a very confident look. He does have an alternate face, if my spinner wants to work, which is very angry, which obviously in that set he's fighting Loki, so it works, it fits. It's very nice. I think they also use these heads for the Iron Man 3 sets, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, that's the Mark 6. I always want to call it the Mark 7 because it's so similar. But yeah, the very first Iron Man minifig that we ever got is just amazing. It holds up incredibly well, especially because it's one of the earlier Marvel figures. Um, I think some of the other figures like Black Widow and Captain America don't hold up nearly as well as this one does. And I feel like if it didn't have this helmet, I feel like it wouldn't be as good looking. But they did make a helmet piece and it looks great. And the blue like pieces add a lot too, especially in that set. It makes Iron Man distinctive from the other Avengers for sure. And that set itself holds up pretty well. The Loki Escape set, I think it's pretty nice. And yeah, I do think this is a better looking figure than the Mark 7 that they made for the film. The figure, I don't know, I think it's a nicer looking one. The Mark 7 that they came out with in 2012 is fine. I just think this one is a lot cooler because it's got the triangle. It's got a different aesthetic, I think. I do worry over time slightly about this cracking because it's dark red. Anything dark red in Lego is very susceptible to damage, unfortunately. But I'll try to keep him in good shape, and hopefully there'll be no issues. But that's it for the shell head here. Mark 6 from the Avengers film and the Lego theme. Let me know what you think. Do you like the film? Do you think it's terrible? What do you think of the sets? Do you like this over the Mark 7? Do you prefer the new Mark 6? Or do you like this better? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching. I apologize for the rambling, but I'm a big fan of Iron Man, especially in the movie world, and this suit in particular is really awesome. So, big fan. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and have a great day.